Hi guys! Today I'm going to do a tag, which is the rare K-pop album tag. And this tag was made by Angels 2014. I'll link her video down below. But the tag itself is not necessarily like a tag. Like usually in a tag you have to answer questions, but this isn't so much answering any questions in particular. It is just going through which albums you have in your collection, which are like rare albums. And I really like this tag because I feel like it was kind of fun to do, in the sense that, you know, there are some albums which I knew my own self, which I had in my collection, which were rare, out of stock, out of print, limited editions. But through research, I found more albums which are like that. So, you know, I kind of thought when I was going to do this tag, I would only have like a couple of albums to show, but it turns out I have quite a few. Not too many though, like maybe 12 or so. And because of that, I've kind of divided my albums into two different sections. So first I'll show you the albums which I already knew. They're like limited, rare, etc. And then I have the albums which I didn't know were rare, out of print, out of stock. Then I also have two which are kind of a grey area, but we'll get to that. But yeah, this was fun to find out. It required me to do research. So I will just get started. The first album that I have to show you is Beast's Midnight Sun, and this is the gold version. And the gold version, I believe, was only sold in the Cube Cafe. My friend brought me this back from Korea. I had given her a list of albums which I asked her to buy, and Midnight Sun was one of them. And she said that she had come across this gold version and she hadn't seen it anywhere else, so she decided to pick it up for me, and she actually gave it to me as a gift rather than me having to pay for it, which was really, really nice. And it is a dear album in my collection, and I do not think it is all that readily available. But it kind of sucks because, as most people know, with Midnight Sun, the mask always falls down. I don't even know how it is managing to stay up right now, but it has gotten like a bit disgusting because the mask keeps falling down. But regardless. And next I have GD and Top's Hi Hi album. This is the first press edition with the Playboy bunny, and it is the gold version. Why is it not focusing? There we go. And this one, yeah, as I said, it is first press, not limited edition, but because of some copyright issues, they had to change the design of it. So it now, like, the newer one has a heart on it with GD and Top in the middle. But I've wanted this album for a while, and there's been times where I've been close to just buying the one with the heart on the cover, but I've always really, really wanted the Playboy bunny cover. And I honestly never ever thought I would get it, because the prices that these go for are crazy. Like, we're talking on eBay, I've seen them from like about $80 upwards. But this one I got for such a cheap price from the Japanese auctions, and it is in really great condition, so I'm honestly so happy to have this as part of my collection. Really, really happy with this. And next I have CNBLUE's Re-Blue. This is the limited edition Yonghwa cover. Yeah, Yonghwa, I think, is just like, between Yonghwa and Jonghyun, they are the most popular members, because Yonghwa's stuff is always so much more expensive. Like, I think this album now you can buy it, I don't even know if it's like brand new, I think maybe brand new for like about $50. But the only thing with this The content is all the same, it's just the cover. And I think you get like some postcards. Yeah, so like that as well. That's the only other difference, is that you get like 2 member postcards and a group card, which I have not picked up, it seems. Yeah, here's the group one. So yeah, but apart from that, the content is all the same. But it's a really good album. I like the way that it's put together. The boys had like a section each to kind of design, and it's got like their handwriting and stuff and little drawings and things like that. See, that's this Junction's part actually. But yeah, as you can see, like they're little drawings and things like that. So it's really nice to have. And for this comeback, they were in London, which, okay, I'm in Scotland, but let's just say London's close enough because I doubt anyone's ever going to come to Scotland. Although, actually, that is a lie, because Sehan was here in my city for the Call Me Baby thing, which I was just like, what? But yeah, anyway, getting sidetracked. This is the limited edition of Blue, Yonghwa's cover. And next I have another CNBLUE album, which is their Earfun limited edition. And again, this is Yonghwa's version. The difference between the Blue and this one, especially, is that although like for the Blue it was just the cover that was different, with this you actually get like an individual member booklet as well as the member cover. So this is Yonghwa's. Some really nice pictures, and again, I'm so happy to have this album. It was one that I wanted for a very, very long time, but the price of it, I just thought I was never gonna get it because it's just such a lot of money. Luckily, a couple of my friends grouped together and they bought it for me for my, was it my 21st birthday? I think. Something like that. I think it was my 21st birthday. But yeah, so that was really, really nice of them, because I don't think it is, although like I love CNBLUE and Yonghwa, I don't think it was something I would have ever really indulged on myself. So I'm really happy to have this, and I wish that CNBLUE would make their limited, or rather, okay, let's not say CNBLUE because it's not their fault, but FNC would continue making CNBLUE's limited editions like this, because I have the Can't Stop limited edition as well, but it's just kind of like a vinyl sized cardboard, and yeah, I would much rather have, you know, big photo books, nice covers, you know, it just kind of feels like from their first step, they've just kind of made it like it's getting less and less with each time, which is a shame. And next I have the last CD in this section, which is the albums which I knew were out of print and rare, is BTS's School of Affair Special Edition. Oh man, I'm so happy that I pre-ordered this when I did. It is a really great, I don't even feel like calling it an album, because it's more than an album. It is like a DVD package featuring a CD. So we open it up and the CD's in here. Then you've got this little tab for your photo book. Hold on, let me just push this down a bit. Got a little tab so you can easily lift up your photo book. We have 2 DVDs here. And I'm actually going to be honest with you, I've not watched the DVDs yet, but that's just the kind of person that I am. When I get things like this, I don't watch them, but then there'll be like a couple of days in the year where I'll just like binge on all the DVDs that I have. So a great photo book with some really nice pictures in it, really good quality. Oh, man. Seriously, if you are a really big fan of Bangtan, I suggest that you save up for this album because, like I said, it's more than an album. It's amazing. So yeah, really happy to have this because now it goes for like crazy money. Usually, you're looking around about like $100, and that's probably a used copy. Yeah, definitely going to be a used copy. That's kind of the bad thing though as well, because this came with photo cards, and I collect 2 members, so luckily I have V's, but to get J-Hope's I'm gonna have to pay quite a lot of money, and it's just the photo cards are such bad quality. They're so thin and papery, and the pictures are not that great. They're quite pixelated, and it's like squint borders and things like that. But anyway, like I said, if you are a really big fan of Bangtan, I do suggest save up for this because it is something that is a great addition to your collection. Okay, so now I kind of have my grey area, and I'll show you the first one. Now the first one I have is Sherlock, SHINee Sherlock, which is maybe surprising to a lot of people. It was certainly surprising to me because I only kind of found out about this through watching another YouTuber's video, which was Zaffer7loves, and she also said that, and she's not 100% sure, so that's why as well this is a grey area, you don't know. But this is Key's version of Sherlock, and apparently Key's version is a bit harder to get your hands on. Which, I don't know, this is why as well I kind of find it a bit of a grey area, because the contents are all the same. It's just kind of the slipcover that's a bit different for each of them. So, depends how you look at it, but even when I had a quick look on some K-pop websites, they didn't seem to have a lot of copies of Sherlock in stock, which I thought was kind of strange. But yeah, so this is Key's version of Sherlock. And another one, which is actually from SHINee, is Dream Girl. Now, again, I find this a grey area because technically you can still get Dream Girl if you buy the Misconceptions of Us repackage, but to actually just buy Dream Girl itself, it is sold out on like all the K-pop sites, and I don't think they will be reprinting. I don't think SM's going to be reprinting it, and fair enough because it is in the Misconceptions of Us repackage, so maybe, you know, they're kind of trying to lean more towards people buying the repackage where you get both albums as opposed to just buying the one. But if you wanted to buy Dream Girl as it is like out of stock everywhere. I think I've only seen like one copy on eBay, which seems to be like okay priced. Still kind of like just a little bit higher than normal. But yeah, so if you wanted to just buy like Dream Girl on its own, it's gonna be a bit harder. Although I do see it often on the Japanese auctions for really quite cheap prices. But I think that's just because people don't know. Like, I didn't know either. It just so happens I found out by coincidence when I was searching for something, and I kind of saw like on a few different sites that it was out of stock, and I thought it was a bit strange. But yeah, so that's like my grey area CDs. And the next one I have to show you is Block B's Very Good. So this is starting, well actually from the Sherlock album, it kind of started the albums that I didn't know about. But especially this album from Block B, I guess I didn't really expect it, but when I think about it, I can kind of understand why maybe it's out of print. This was like their first comeback after Block B had left their other label, and you know, they kind of started things out on their own. Very Good is a good song, and I really like Be the Light. But like photo book wise, content wise, I don't think it's anything that special. So I guess that's why I was a bit surprised to see that this was out of stock. But yeah, so Block B is very good. And next I have a couple of albums from the same group, which again I was just really surprised to find this out. And that group is B.A.P. So again, found this out through research. I think it was on Catch-Up CD that I was looking for something, and I thought it was so strange because all of their B.A.P albums, apart from like more recent ones, were completely out of stock. Like all of them at the same time, and I kind of thought it was something was going on there, and I decided to have a look on other websites, and it was the same story. And it turns out that I don't think that TS are going to be printing any more of these albums. So yeah, if you have B.A.P's albums, it's more than likely that it is out of print. So while I was doing some research, I kind of made up this little table, although it could have changed by now because I made it up quite a while ago. Because I did make this video, but what happened? I can't remember, but for some reason I had to remake it. And so this is the table that I made. So here we have all of their discography, and I've not included Crash because I think that's just like one that's well known to people that has been out of stock for a while. But so we have Warrior, Power, No Mercy, Hajima, One Shot, Bad Man, First Sensibility, and The Unplugged. And again, I've not included Matrix because it's a newer album and it's widely available everywhere. But so as you can see, the X's indicate that the album is not in stock, and I've chosen like the 5 what I think are the 5 main places where people buy K-pop from, the online stores. So we have K-Town for You, K-Pop Mart, K-Pop Town, Yes Asia, and Catch-Up CD. And yeah, as you can see, there's like a lot of red X's here. For Yes Asia, I've put an asterisk here beside the First Sensibility because the last time I checked, they did have First Sensibility, but it was actually a Taiwanese press. But yeah, as you can see, Badman and Unplugged, they are the ones which are readily available, but all the other ones seem to not be available. And I've highlighted Warrior and Hajima because a quick eBay search showed me that these two you could still get for like regular priced, I would say. Whereas the other ones, I can't remember exactly, but like First Sensibility, if I googled it, eBayed it, it was coming up, but obviously higher priced, and the same with One Shot and No Mercy and Power. But yeah, so these are really rare. I'm really surprised that this one isn't higher priced on eBay, because with it being like their debut album. But so yeah, B.A.P albums. And I mean, I don't know if it was because I kind of like draw a line under it kind of thing, because of what happened with them, you know, like just think, okay, we'll start afresh, almost. Or if it's because of what happened, people kind of panic bought albums, or maybe even when their Matrix comeback happened, people just got into them and bought more of their albums. But yeah. And the last album that I have to show you is a BTS album, which again, I had no idea that this was out of print, out of stock, whatever. And it is The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Part 1, the white or grey version. And I actually have 2 copies. I have a regular copy and one that's signed by J-Hope, which was from MLUE. But as you can see, it is not the nicest signature. It's smudged and excuse me. Poor thing, must have been signing so many albums and it was like barely recognizable, but I know it's legit because I got it from MLUE. But yeah, I had no idea that this album was out of print, and I'm kind of glad that I found out soon, because I was going to be selling this one. And the reason why is, like I said, like the signature is a bit messy and things like that. And normally I don't really care, but as well, I just kind of feel like the album itself, and I usually hate when people use this word, but I just kind of feel like the signatures on the front ruin the aesthetic of it. Like, I don't know, I don't really like the signatures being on the front. So I was kind of going to sell this for what I would think is a pretty cheap price, but now I think I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep them both. Because why not? But I don't understand why. I guess maybe people like the pictures better in this one, maybe. This one has more black and white pictures in it. But yeah. I'm just like, strange. I wonder if that will happen with the part 2, if there's going to be one that is more favoured than the other and then the other one's going to go out of stock. I don't know. So yeah, these are my rare K-pop albums, and if you decide to do this K-pop tag, please link me because I would really like to see your video. I think I've watched pretty much everyone's. But yeah, thank you for watching. Bye!